God for a charismatic leader who has a national passion, who has established himself to revitalize San Diego and to bring San Diego into the new millennium. An honorable day that we celebrate the death of Dr. King and all of his legacy. I want to introduce to you a national leader, the People's Alliance for Social and Economic Justice, the Reverend Shane Harris.
Thank you. Thank you to the National President of the National Black Contractors Association, Brother Hamid Abdul Rahim. Let's give him a big hand. I want to also thank the community that has gathered here on 16th Street and Market Street as we seek to begin a campaign today to rename Market Street to Martin Luther King Boulevard. Now is the time. I want to begin by saying, as the national president and founder out of Los Angeles, California, where our headquarters is, that today is a new day for San Diego. I have traveled all over the country. I have seen, come on y'all, hop on in here. Come on brothers, come on brother, hop on in here. We got our brother Shamiko Harris here. Come on brother Shamiko. We want everybody in this. Today is a new day because I have seen how all of the major cities across the country, major cities, have a Martin Luther King Boulevard, a Martin Luther King Way, or something acknowledging Martin Luther King on a business street. We think because we have named a freeway that we have done the job. But today we have come to gather and convene at Market Street and 16th because we want Martin Luther King Boulevard connected to businesses, and we want an established street in San Diego as the 8th largest city in America. I want to begin by saying why we came to the corner of 16th and Market. Because in 1986, Maureen O'Connor was the mayor of San Diego. There was a time 3 years after, in 1983, I'm going to break down the history so we wind this up. Maureen O'Connor, 3 years after 1983 was when Ronald Reagan signed Martin Luther King Day to be a federal holiday. James Brown and Reverend Sharpton and many went to go meet with Ronald Reagan, a president that they opposed, a president who said Martin Luther King was a communist. Can I break down the history on this? And they made Martin Luther King a federal holiday. 3 years later in San Diego, there was a push to get Martin Luther King Way to rename Market Street Martin Luther King Way. That happened. They renamed Market Street Martin Luther King Way in 1986 under the mayoral leadership of Maureen O'Connor. Throughout the year, from 1986 to 1987, there was a push by the downtown business developers, am I telling the history right, to rename Martin Luther King Way back to Market Street, because many of the whites who were developers past 16th Street were against the idea of a Martin Luther King Way being on a major street like Market Street. So they pushed for a vote, and they got a vote passed to get Martin Luther King Way removed and Market Street to be back on this Market Street to rename Martin Luther King Boulevard, Martin Luther King Way. We come here over 20 years later to say that we not only plan to rewrite history, but we plan to say that this is not one San Diego, this is all San Diego. And we want to begin to push as the People's Alliance for Justice, a national civil rights organization. We announced today that we will begin today a pledge committed on King Day to pushing for and getting accomplished the Martin Luther King Boulevard that San Diegans deserve. I want to also acknowledge something else. Just down the street right now, there's a convening of the Martin Luther King Parade in San Diego. Now, the funny thing about this is that one, Martin Luther King and the military had opposing sides when Martin Luther King disapproved of the war, Vietnam War. And there was a opposing side argument with America and Dr. King when he pushed against the war. So let's go down the historical context here. We have a parade that used to be on Imperial Avenue in Southeast San Diego. We remember that? And there was a removal of that parade to come to Pacific Highway downtown. Now, so we are having a parade and celebrating Dr. King with a city that has removed. A city is celebrating a figure that they removed off of a street over 20 years ago. So the controversy conflicts itself. I can go down the history because I know this stuff is factual. I'm not saying stuff that's not factual. So that's why we come here on this day to convene, not only to say that we are going to accomplish getting a Martin Luther King Boulevard for all San Diegans, but we come to say that those who seek to celebrate King's name in vain, they will have to pay the price and deal with the facts of who Dr. King was and what he stood for. We come to say today that we are the King holders, we are the dream holders, because we're the ones that are connected to the tradition, the real tradition of Dr. Martin Luther King. So as we gather here today, we are here to announce that today is a new day. Today is a new day for San Diego. Today is a new day for businesses on Market Street. Because there was a man who said, I have a dream. There was a man who said his dream would become a reality one day. There was a man who said the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice. I don't know when the day is going to come, but I know the day is coming that justice will reign on the earth. That people will be able to have their voices heard. That Market Street will be renamed Martin Luther King Boulevard in San Diego. We don't want an honorary name, we want a street, an actual street name. And that is why we will push for this. I want to finish off by saying that as we convene today, we are committed to Dr. King's dream, but we are committed to the action that he persuaded us to take. To stand up for human rights and equity across the line for blacks and all of those in our city. Should have access to contracts and development projects. We want youth to have jobs in the summer. We want police to be held accountable when they're wrong. We are going to fight for the kind of equity that all San Diegans should want. And not just the equity that some San Diegans are pushing for. So today's a new day. Today's a campaign. We begin with 20 people, but we're going to get all of San Diego invested. And we begin here also, we will campaign the businesses on this street. Some of them have already said we approve of this. And we will get them invested in the renaming of Market Street to Martin Luther King Boulevard in San Diego, because black people have a history of overcoming all obstacles. We were spit on, we were arrested, we were taken out, we had Jim Crow laws against us, but black people kept fighting. We are a people of all people because we talk to everybody. And today is a day where we are going to fight for what is right for all San Diegans. We come to say that this street will bring international attention to the businesses on this establishment. This street is not only to represent a civil rights leader, but this street renaming will bring national, international significance to the tourist attraction of San Diego and to the businesses that will be on this street. This renaming will bring a cultural diversity. to the conversation in San Diego that not only did we give a fast-paced freeway to San Diegans, but we gave a slow riding boulevard where we can ride down the street, y'all with me, and celebrate the man who brought all people together and the man who brought all people of all races to stand for one equity and one equality. So today's a day for all San Diegans, not one San Diego, it is all San Diego. And so we say to Mayor Faulkner, we say to Councilmember Georgette Gomez, and I've caught all of them, I got them on speed dial. And we say to them, some of them already expressed an interest. President Pro Tem Barbara Bree has already said this is something we should get done. People agree we're way behind on this. We are going to make an agenda that includes the businesses. We are going to include and get a council member to author this. There are 3 council districts in this street. Council District 3, Council District 4, and Council District 8. All communities of color. So we want all of the council members and all of those across the line, from whites to blacks to Latinos, to stand together. When we rename that street, we will all convene on this street, at this corner, where it stopped 20 years ago, to say that we picked it up and we brought it back to San Diego. Today is a new day. Today is a day of justice. Today is a day of equality. But today is a day of action. And we will not stand idly by as the People's Alliance for Justice and the community and go on a parade and celebrate what we have not accomplished. We got to celebrate on accomplishments. Dr. King and them was marching on accomplishments. We got Barack Obama and thought we was done. We ain't done. We got to keep fighting. And that is what we will push for. I'll take questions at this time from the media. Thank all of you who have gathered. This is a big day. It's a good day. It's a good day to rewrite history. And we announced today that we will rewrite history. I'll take questions.
We were here talking about 1983 and 1996.
Yes.
I know my history too. You gotta go a little
All right.
further.
Okay.
In 1989, Bishop was
That's right.
10 stretch of State Route 94.
That's right.
Downtown San Diego to Lemon Road.
That's right.
Now it's 12 now. There are signs that say Martin Luther King Freeway. There are 144,000 people who see those signs every day.
That's right.
They go through these historic neighborhoods, Joya, Emerald Hills, Mount Hope. They go through historic neighborhoods where black people could not live down because of restricted covenants.
Right.
Don't you believe that what McKinney did, what some of the other individuals, elected officials did, was the right thing to do?
I do think that it was the right thing to do, but it's a good start. I want to define the difference between a highway or a freeway and a boulevard.
I understand the business.
Okay. Right. So I'm not discounting the freeway, but we're saying we want a Martin Luther King Boulevard and a freeway. That's what we're saying. We're saying we want businesses and establishments to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Martin Luther King. We want the city to name a street, a historic street like Market Street, where 92.5 was led by Dr. Willie Marr, one of the historic legend African Americans that led 92.5, where many blacks have convened and many people of color have convened on this street. We're saying that this is a historic street and it's got a history that was taken from people. So we're saying that today is a day to rewrite history. We're not against the freeway or the highway, but we're saying that why did we take away Martin Luther King Way? We had no reason to do that. It was an argument of we don't really want Dr. King on one of our historic streets like this. We're saying today that he is worthy of being on this kind of street because of his leadership, and all he accomplished. And this is a street that is a major establishment of particularly African American communities. That's why we want this street renamed. That's why it's important to us, because it's an establishment street, it's a businesses street. And we want that every Martin Luther King Boulevard across the world, but particularly across the country, every major city, Los Angeles, where I'm at there, we have Martin Luther King Boulevard that acknowledges the business. on the city level, on the street level, not just on the freeway. There's an angle to this, and the angle is that the freeway does not deal with the establishments. We want the establishments, we want the streets. It acknowledges the history and the historical context. I'm getting at the angle of businesses, establishments. Freeway has no establishment. You just speak that before. You want something with an establishment that is connected to people. And the freeway also is not connected to homes. There's homes on this road. There's establishment. There's businesses. There's a different concept to having a street that every major city has that we don't have in a freeway. That's what we're when they do the traffic report, I hear 94. That's what I hear. So I hear them say, I don't hear them say, I know. So I'm just getting at the angle of every major city has a historical street honoring Dr. King's legacy. San Diego is the 8th largest city, America's finest city. We ought to be fine with having Martin Luther King Boulevard on Market Street. That's a question. I want to say that we do have a deadline by which we hope to either accomplish the street renaming, or at least be on the brink of accomplishment, and it is by April 4th of this year. April 4th, 1968 was when Dr. Martin Luther King was killed. So by April 4th, 2019, we want at least an answer, a full-blown answer on whether this is going to be done, and we want to be close or even accomplished with getting this street renamed by the death anniversary of Dr. King to honor the civil rights leader. It'd be nice if we can gather here April 4th with the mayor and all these folks and say we've renamed this Market Street to Martin Luther King Boulevard. It will bring international attention to San Diego. It's a healthy thing to do. It's positive, and it's something that I think everybody can get with from all cultures, from all backgrounds. I think everybody is invested. I've spoken to businesses and churches, many churches on this street. Many churches on this street. Pastors are on point. They're like, yeah, we need to get this done. Establishment, business establishment. I talked to many different liquor stores on this street. They're all saying, yeah, we should accomplish this. This is important. Nobody's against this. This is a very healthy initiative. We have a council that is a super majority of Democrats. We should be able to accomplish this. I'm not sure how long the street stretches, but I can say it stretches from downtown all the way,